Hello and welcome to Trains in Viatic, and I'm in front of this door which can only mean one of two things. Either I'm standing in front of a random door, which it isn't today, or it's time for the February layout update. So why don't we do the titles and I can show you what I've been up to. So here we are in the railway room. Last time you were here, we had this loop in. Since then, I've installed these two loops. Currently, they don't have any electricity going to them, but we're making progress. Also, you'll see that I got my favourite train out, which is my Blue Desira by Batman. So, what have I been doing? So over here, we've got a tricky bit to point. So trains can go from that track to that track or to that track. And trains from that track can either go like that or like that. So this gives me a lot of options. But also it's been one of the things that take a lot of setting up. We then have the second loop and the third loop. One thing you'll see around are these things. These I have designed myself. They're 3D printed cable management things. So we'll have holes for each track so that we know where everything goes. And if I take you to just down here, you can see we're about to got one installed. So the other thing that this setup is showing is this is going to be storage for the trains. So the idea is the trains will come in from the upper levels up here, go into there, then either if it's coming straight out, it will go through here and then onto the helix. Or if it going to storage, it can come off there and either get stored in this block or this block here. I mean that block there. Or it can come off here, go around to a set of points which are being put just here, which will then give me storage spurring off here. So that area there isn't going to really have much in it, but we're going to have the ability to store a good few trains here. One of the things is, how can I have I've made this a loop? Quite simple. When you get a new train, you want to be able to run in your locos. So by having this, when we get computer control on the system, the outer loop will be designated as a non-storage area. So when we bring a train back into service, we'll bring it in, it will back up to there, then it will go around, out here, through there, along there. It could be stored there for a few moments. So it could be stored in this section and then it will be brought out into the helix. So there's been a lot of planning here. What reason it's not currently wired in most of the tracks is I'm trying to work out blocks. This is for train control software. I'm looking at iTrain and I'm working out what size locos am I going to have so that I can store the most in here. So at the moment I'm considering breaking this into 2 blocks and that into 2 blocks, but I need to get a few more locos out. The other job I've been doing is prepping for installation of the systems. So just here, we've got some bus bars. This one here is for point motors, as they need a DCC signal. So we provide a DCC in here, and then this splits off to all the different points we have. This will be positioned in the layout just over here, as this block here have been designated where about most of the control system will be kept. The only thing which will be closer to the point are going to be the point motors, but even that's up for debate at the moment. So one of the problems I'm having here is I need to bring the cable over here, but that's something I'm working on at the moment. So what else have I been doing? I've been working on the Mimic panel, which is this board here, and it shows the last points have been thrown so that I know what those are at. The other job I've been doing is actually trying to tidy up the layout. So it's still quite messy, but this is what I need for the current projects. And what are my upcoming projects? This module here, this is for ESU ECOS Detect. You'll notice that I left wires in here the last time I used it. That's that I know what goes where. And the idea is all the blue rails on here will be feeding into this, and then the blacks will be the common return which these need. So this will give me block detection across the layout. So that's what's been going on. Other projects, haven't started it yet, but got all the stuff. Up along here, we have got a bit of free space apart from just here. And you can see I got Thumper Road. My idea is, as we all know, I got miles too many Metcalf models. Come on, focus on the train. Is I want to put some shelves around the edge of the room which have multiple benefits. First, it let me to display on my Metcalf models. Secondly, it gives me somewhere to mount the CCTV system. Third of all, it means I can add some more lighting to the room, which is a bit more discreet. So I deliberately chose to have these walls blue to represent sky. What I'm planning to do is to add some smart lights underneath the shelves so that we can actually adjust the colours of the walls to give us different parts of the day. So I know not that much looked like it was being done, but this has been what I've got touched this month. So I think I'm going to leave us here. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, Oh yeah, that's the other thing I need to say. Every piece of track have a blue and a black wire coming from it. This is not quite sure if it's best practice or me going over the top. I know what I used to do was definitely me over the top. But this means that I'm not relying on that fish plate to keep that piece of track going. I'm making sure that every piece of track have continuity throughout. So with that last bit of advice, I'll leave it here. So remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you to my members, Beauty Monster, Ash and DH. If you want to be a member, there's a button somewhere on the page. And on Wednesday night, we have a Wednesday night modelling club. Join me there, 8 o'clock UK time. This week we'll be in this room and hopefully having more trains working. Then 3 times a week we're working on whatever kit I'm building on my desk. So I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much, Richard.